Today we are talking with Carlos de Sousa, the CEO of Ultimovacs. Good morning, Carlos.
Good morning, Jonas. Good to talk to you.
Yes, good to talk to you as well. Can you please introduce us to Ultimovacs?
So, Ultimovacs is a biotech company located in Norway. We are in existence since 2011, and we are listed in the Euronext Oslo since 2019. And we operate in the space of immuno-oncology with a new generation universal cancer vaccine.
Can you explain how UV1 works and how you plan to position it in the clinic?
So UV1, as I mentioned, is a universal cancer vaccine. Basically, we inject the vaccine intradermally, so very easy to administer. You don't need any complex hospital infrastructure. And we inject with 8 doses, normally 4 before we started the combination treatment with the checkpoint inhibitors, and 4 afterwards in the same schedule as the checkpoint inhibitors. And basically, the mechanism of action of the vaccine is we educate the immune system to recognize cells expressing telomerase. And telomerase is specific to cancer cells in 85 to 90% of all different types of tumors. So really also a universal target that is very useful because it is expressed from early stages of cancer to late stages of cancer, and in all parts of the tumor, being the primary tumor or the metastasis. So very good as a target. And then basically, what we do is at the moment, all of our programs, we are combining with checkpoint inhibitors. As you know, checkpoint inhibitors open up the tumor, block the defenses. And what we do is we activate the immune system that bring immune cells that are educated and trained and activated to destroy cancer cells, and you have this synergistic effect between our vaccine and the checkpoint inhibitors.
Focusing on your earlier phase 1 trial in melanoma in combination with Keytruda, what are your insights from that data?
Well, we are very happy that we got very good data. So this is a study that uses UV1, our vaccine, in combination with pembrolizumab in patients with grade 3 BC and 4 metastatic melanoma, so newly diagnosed. And what we could observe is really that the addition of UV1 brings added benefit, not only in terms of response. For instance, we reached a 30% complete response when normal historical data from pembrolizumab Keytruda, you get a 5 to 10% complete response, but also the benefit in terms of overall response rate, increased overall survival. And this data was very important, was presented at ASCO, got a lot of attention, but was also supported together with previous phase 1 trials in combination with ipilimumab, supported that, in the fall, we received a fast track designation from the FDA, and then, in December, also orphan drug designation in metastatic melanoma. So very exciting data that, of course, now we will try to replicate in our very extensive phase 2 program.
Thank you. Can you please summarize your ongoing phase 2 program and how your multiple partners are involved?
Our key objective for our phase 2 program is really to show this and the potential of UV1 to be used across the border as a baseline treatment in a multitude of cancers, because as I mentioned, telomerase is expressed in 85 to 90% of cancers. So we try to using different cancer indications in combination with different classes of drugs, different drugs, and really try to show this huge potential. So our lead indication is metastatic melanoma. So we have a phase 2 trial, we call the Initium trial, in 154 patients. We are now, more than 75% into the study. And in the study, we combine with ipilimumab and nivolumab, and it's a randomized comparative trial versus ipilimumab and nivolumab alone. So this is a very important study, and as I mentioned, is our lead indication. We have another phase 2 study, this time in melanoma, in mesothelioma, in combination also with ipilimumab and nivolumab. In this study is sponsored by Oslo University Hospital, and there is a collaboration. We supply UV1, and Bristol Myers supplies ipilimumab and nivolumab. And the study is running in Europe and in Australia. And then these two studies, the Initium and the NIPU study, are already quite advanced, and we expect the top-line results to come soon, in the first half of 2023. So basically 12 months away. And then we have 3 more studies, phase 2 studies, one in ovarian cancer. This is also a collaboration with the Nordic Society of Gynecological Oncology, part of the European network of centers treating gynecological cancers. And in this study, we combine with olaparib, durvalumab versus olaparib alone. And AstraZeneca supplies olaparib and durvalumab. We supply UV1. And then we have another study in head and neck cancer, all running in Germany, where we combine with pembrolizumab versus pembrolizumab alone. And the newest study, and that we announced at the end of last year, is the Ultimovacs study in non-small cell lung cancer, also in combination with pembrolizumab versus pembrolizumab alone. And we expect the first patient in that study to be enrolled now in the first half of this year. So also very soon to start enrolling patients. So it's quite a broad phase 2 program in really trying to show this, the potential to be used in different types of cancers and in different combinations.
That's a broad R&D pipeline indeed, and well diversified. Okay, last but not least, how is your TET project progressing?
So TET is very exciting and innovative platform technology. So EV1 is our lead product. The TET platform is really an adjuvant technology that, as you know, not a lot has been happening in the adjuvant, vaccine adjuvant space. So the TET program basically uses the antibodies already in existence, because we pretty much all were treated, received a tetanus vaccine. And the key benefits is that you have a core, adjuvant core, and then you can combine with a multitude of peptides, antigens, really with a huge potential. And the fact that you have in the same molecule, the adjuvant and the peptides, has really benefits, expected benefits in terms of safety and convenience. And for this program, we initiated a year ago one study in prostate cancer with specific peptides for prostate cancer. And we are now 2/3 into that study. That will be very important to show us in terms of safety, immune activation. And while in parallel, we run preclinical studies and CMC activities. Very exciting project.
Yes, it seems it will generate news flow in the near-term future as well. So that's interesting. So can you please summarize the expected news flow over the next 18 to 24 months for us?
We had a very, very successful 2021, and now we continue to be very busy in 2022. We are going to have, of course, news of the first patient enrolled in the Ultimovacs study. We are expecting towards the end of the year the safety data on the TENDU study using the TET technology. And we are going to have additional data from the study I mentioned, the phase 1 study in combination with Pembro, because we are going to have in the third quarter and the fourth quarter additional data on overall survival, because that study has 2 cohorts. And then, of course, in the first half of 2023, really very important milestones, because that's when we expect to have top-line results for both the Initium study in melanoma and for the NIPU study in mesothelioma. And of course, if that data is positive, is very, very important value inflection points. And then, after that, we will have the additional phase 2 studies. So, in the next 12 to 18 months, we are going to be very, very busy, and also, of course, expecting very important data that can be transformational for the company, because, we have been public saying that based on the data, we will start discussing for strategic partnerships with partners, but also based also on the fast track designation to look at if the data is strong enough to look at, for instance, accelerated approval. So, a lot of activities ongoing at the moment in the company. We are 26 people, so everybody's quite busy, but very exciting period ahead. And again, potentially very big value inflection points coming in the next 12 to 18 months.
Okay, very good talking to you, Carlos.
Good talking to you,
Thank
Jonas. And thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.